Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to explain about how the methods return data. So let's get started. In the previous sessions of this course, I explained that methods can intake or consume the data in the form of parameters, right? By specifying the parameters while creating a method, those parameters are going to intake, collect, or consume the data. At the same time, the same methods can also return the data back to the method calling statement. So earlier, here we have the method calling statement. Okay, earlier we have the method calling statement, and here we have the method. Here we have the method containing some parameters. This was a case, right? So what happened earlier? When you are calling this particular method, okay, when you are calling this particular method containing this parameter, you are passing the data. Okay, for these parameters of this method, you are passing the data in the method calling statement. That particular data, we generally call them as arguments. As you already know from the previous sessions, are called as arguments. So in the method calling statement, we pass the data, which is technically called as arguments. And when the method is called, these arguments will be stored or saved into this parameters. Okay, will be stored into the parameters. Here, what is happening? Here, this particular method is intaking the data. Intaking the data. Okay. From this method calling statement, the data is being passed to this method. That means this method is actually consuming the data. But can a method return the data back to the method calling statement? Here it is intaking or consuming the data. Can method produce or return the data back to the method calling statement? Is this reverse thing possible where a method sending the data back to the method calling statement is possible? The answer is yes. Okay, it is possible. Returning the data is possible. Returning data is possible in Java. So how can a method return the data back to the method calling statement? For that, this method will use some keyword known as return keyword. Okay? For a method to return the data back to the method calling statement, a keyword is required. What is that keyword? Return keyword. Using this return keyword, this particular method is going to return the data back to the method calling statement. And also one more thing. You see, when this particular method returns the data back to the method calling statement using this return keyword, we should specify some return type. Okay, in this method, based on which type of data this return keyword is returning the data back to the method calling statement, based on that, in this method declaration, we have to specify something known as return type. Okay, so in this session, I am going to practically demonstrate how a method can return data back to the method calling statement using this return keyword, and also based on the type of the data that is being written by this method to the method calling statement, how to specify this return type I am going to cover. What if a particular method doesn't return the data back to the method calling statement? In that case, what will be the return type? That also I'll cover. Okay. If data is not written, still we have to specify the return type. If data is being passed, then also we have to specify the return type. Okay. When data is not passed, okay, when the data is not returned back to the method calling statement, generally the return type will be void. Void is a keyword. But if a particular method returns the data back to the method calling statement, let's say this particular method is returning the integer data back to the method calling statement. In that case, in that example, we have to use a return type known as int. Okay, int return type we have to use the same data type. Okay, the data type or class type we have to use based on the type of the data that is being written back to the method calling statement. We have to either specify the data type or class type. Here, if it is not returning, if this method is not returning anything back, then void. Void is a keyword we have to use. If it is returning based on the type of the data, we have to specify the data type or class type. Okay. So all these things you will understand from this session. Okay. I'm going to practically demonstrate all these things like return keyword, return type, void, int, other types of data which is being returned to the method calling. Everything I'm going to cover in this session. So let's move on to the practical demonstration for that. For that, I'll switch to this Eclipse IDE. Here I'm going to create a new class. I'll just name this class as let's say demo j. With main method I'll create. Okay, with main method I'm going to create. Now in parallel to this main method, I'm going to create a method which is a parameterized method. So what I'll do here, public normal method also I can do, guys. Okay, either parameterized method or normal method, any method you can create here, not a problem. public static void. Let's say I would like to take one sample method like add, which can add two numbers, whatever it is. Here, in this context, I need the parameters. Not compulsory to provide the parameters for this particular method. If the method has to return some data, it's not compulsory to have the parameters, but having also not a problem. So that's why I'm creating some. For this example purpose, I'm adding some parameters. If not also, not a problem. You see, originally, originally when I'm creating this method, if you properly see here, there is a keyword known as void. This is called as a return type. You see, when I hover the mouse, return type of add is coming. What is this void? Void is a keyword which is specified in the method declaration when you want to state that to the Java programming, if you want to the Java, you want to state that this particular method is not going to return anything back to the method calling statement. In that case, void keyword will be there. So anyhow, here I'll write int sum is equal to a plus b. Okay, without a method returning the data back to the method calling statement, I am taking this example, guys. We'll go step by step. Now here, system.out.println, sum of, otherwise, I'll write sum is plus sum. This is enough. Okay, for now. I would like to make the example look simple. So here we have a method which is intaking the data into these parameters, right? But is this method returning anything back to the method calling statement? For now, we have not written any method calling statement. So let me write a method calling statement like 5, comma 4. Okay, add of 5, comma 4. So from the main method, we are calling this method containing some parameters. So 5 will go into A, 4 will go into B, and here 5 plus 4, 9 will be stored into sum. And when I say sum, system.out.println, sum is 9 when I print, when this will be printed. After this, is this method returning anything back to the method calling statement? No, as usual, whatever whatever have explained so far in this code is already explained as part of the previous sessions, right? Here we are calling this method, okay, as part of the calling statement, data is being passed to this method. But in return, this method is not returning any data back to the method calling statement. That we already have seen in the previous sessions, right? This is going to work fine. Sum is 9 is getting printed. Okay, here this method is not returning any data back to the method calling statement. Okay. Fine. That is the reason this method is specified with which keyword? Void keyword. If you also see this main method, in main method also void keyword is there. If you remove void and put something, it won't become a main method. Generally, main method won't return anything back. Okay. So that's the reason. Even with main method also void keyword is there. That means this main method is not going to return anything back to something that is going to call the main method. Okay. But this method also same thing. Similar to main method, this method also is not going to return anything back to the whoever is called. Okay. This particular statement is calling this method. In return, this method is not returning any data back to the method calling statement. Fine. That's the reason void keyword is there. So this is what is the purpose of the void keyword. It's compulsory to provide this void keyword. If method is not returning anything, okay, we have to at least provide void keyword. That's the rule. Fine. Now, next thing. So you understood what is a void keyword and all, right? What is void? When a particular method doesn't returning anything, any data back to the method calling statement, the return type should be specified as void. Now, what if a method want to return something back to the method calling statement? So let me do one thing. I'll create one more method. Okay. Public static void. Okay. Public static void. I'll just create one more method. Subtraction int a comma int b. And here int sub is equal to a minus b I would like to give. And after that, now I want this particular method to return something back to the method calling statement. For that, we have to use a keyword known as, if a particular method decides to return some data back to the method calling statement, that method has to use a keyword known as return keyword. Without the return keyword, no method can return anything back to the method calling statement. So here I am using return and here I am providing sub. So here a minus b, for example, if I'm calling this method sub of 9 comma 5, okay, like this if I'm calling. So 9 will go into a, 5 will go into b, 9 minus 5, that is 4 will be stored into sub. Now I'm returning that 4. This sub is of which type? Int type. This method is returning something back to the method calling statement using the return keyword. But if you observe properly here, we are getting a compiler error. Here we are getting a compiler error. Why? Because here return type is mentioned as void, but this method is returning some integer value. But here still we have specified void. When a particular method decides to return something back to the method calling statement, okay, and that particular something will be of some type, then we cannot hold this void anymore. Okay. When a particular method is returning some data, then according to the type of the data being written by this method, the return type should be changed. Okay, till then the error will not be gone. Just by writing return, this method is not going to return anything back to the method calling statement, guys. Along with that, the return type of this method also should be changed. So here void cannot be there. What type of data I am returning back to the method calling statement here? You see sub is of integer type. So here in place of the void, you put int. That's it. Now, when you call this method is going to intake the data here. It's not compulsory to intake the data if for a method to return something back. But in case in this example, it's intaking some data, that's okay. 9 minus 5 is 4. Return 4 back to the method calling statement. So return type is mentioned as int. Now here, this particular method is receiving some data back from this method. Okay. So how can I find that add method is not getting any data back from this method, and sub method is actually getting some data back from this method? How to find out? Hover the mouse on this add method. You see, return type is mentioned as what? Void. Void means when you call this method, from this method calling statement itself, you are getting to know that whatever the method you are calling is not returning anything back to you. That's what void means. But if I hover the mouse on sub, you see, it's not void here. It's int. That means whatever the method I'm calling, that method is returning me some data, which is in which format? Int format. Okay, integer data format. That's what you have to say. So what I can do, whatever the data this particular method is returning, I want to capture here. Int r is equal to like that I want to capture. Okay. I know that over the mouse, I know that integer data. So I am storing that into the variable r and declaring that variable as int, because I know that what type of data this particular method is returning back to the method calling statement. I know that I am storing into this variable. Now if I write system.out.println, system.out.println, if I write, and if I print r, 9 minus 5, here 9 minus 5, 4, that 4 is written back to the method calling statement. That 4 got stored into the r, and that r will print means 4 will be printed. Run this code. You see, first of all here, add 5, 4. 5 is going here, 4 is going here. 5 plus 4, 9. 9. Sum is 9 is getting printed. Okay, within the method. This method is not returning anything back to the method calling statement. That's okay. But now, after this is done, then here int r is equal to sub 9 5. Okay, this is a method calling statement. When called, 9 is going here, 5 is coming here, 9 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. 4 is getting stored into sub, and we are returning that sub. That is 4 is coming back here, and that 4 is getting stored into the R. When I'm printing R, 4 is getting printed here. That's how it is working. So in Java, a method can not only consume the data, but a method can also return the data back to the method calling statement. Okay, a method can also return some data back to the method calling statement. Here I'll create one more method, public static. Okay, I'll say void for now, void some give name. The name of the method is give name, some random name I am giving. Here in this case, this particular method is not intaking any data nor even returning any data for now. Now I'll write something like return Arun. Okay, I'm just saying return Arun, guys. That's it. This method is not intaking any data, but the method want to return some data. But what type of data this particular method want to return? String type of data. So here, in place of the return type, we have to provide the string class. Okay, either we can provide the data type here as a return type or class type as a return type. Here string is a class, predefined class in Java. Since we are returning this text, okay, Arun, then we have to give the return type as string class. Now let's call this method. Who can call this from the main method? I'm calling this method. Give name. I'm not passing any name here. Okay, when I call this particular method, since no parameters are there, there's no need to provide any arguments or pass data. This method is not going to consume any data. But when called, this method is going to return some data back to the method calling statement. So here, hover the mouse on give name and you will come to know what is the return type. String is the return type. So here what I have to say, string str is equal to like that I'll store. Okay. Now system.out.println str I'll print. That's it. Okay. Run this code. Observe that Arun got printed. Okay. So this how methods can not only intake the data, but methods can also return the data back to the method calling statements using the return keyword, and also we have to specify the return type based on the type of the data we are returning back to the method calling statement. So let's come here, come back here. Did I cover everything? You see, return keyword I covered. For a method to return any data back to the method calling statement, we have to use the return keyword. At same time, that method, if it is really returning the data based on the type of the data which is being written by the method back to the method calling statement, we have to declare, or in the declaration of the method, we have to specify the return type. If method is not returning anything, void keyword should be compulsory there. If method is returning something, in place of the void keyword, you provide either the data type or the class type based on the type of the data you are returning back to the method calling statement. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.